Hello dear students, this is Dr. Lata from Department of Zoology. For this semester, I'll be handling paper 6 titled Genetics and Biotechnology. In that, mainly we'll be discussing Unit 2, which consists of the structure of chromosomes, wherein you will be learning about polytene chromosomes and Lamb-Rush chromosomes, and gynandromaps, the free martins, and chromosomal methods of sex determination, and the anomalies, the numerical anomalies that you find in human beings, wherein what kind of change happens when there is an addition or a deletion of a chromosome, or at times there may be a change in the structure of chromosome as well. So what happens when there is a slight change in the structure of a chromosome? And also you will be learning about mutations, what mutations are all about, types of mutations like spontaneous and induced mutations, and the agents that induce mutation, and a CLB method of detecting mutations in Drosophila, and a very modern concept of genetics like eugenics, wherein you learn like how the laws of genetics can be applied for the improvement of the society. And in addition, you also learn about the cytoplasmic inheritance. So these are the topics that we will be covering for this semester. Now to start with, I would like to introduce you to the basic terms that we keep using often while discussing these topics, and I am sure all of you would have learnt about this in your previous days of schooling. So I would like to refresh your memory, and we'll just understand what these basic terms that are frequently used in our future discussions. So first let's learn like what is genetics. You all know that genetics is a field of biology that mainly deals with heredity. Now when we say heredity, you all know what heredity means. Heredity mainly deals with the inheritance of characters from parents to their offsprings. So this inheritance of characters or traits, what we call it as, is nothing but heredity. So in general, genetics is the study of heredity. Now what are the basic components of this heredity? It mainly involves the DNA, the genes, chromosomes, and the way which in it gets transferred is what we call it as genetic inheritance. Now the basic molecules of around which all this genetics is talked about is our DNA. Now DNA molecules, it holds all the genetic information of an organism. It provides the cells with the information they need to perform a particular task. Because of that, an organism can grow, survive and reproduce. And then a gene, when you talk about a gene, many times you would have heard about this term gene, which is one portion or a particular segment of DNA molecule that tells a cell to perform a specific task. Now let's understand what DNA is all about. Though as I said, this is just an introductory presentation wherein I'll just try to refresh your memory of these terms that you have already learned. If we go on learning about the structure of DNA, it itself a big class. It takes many hours to learn about the proper structure and functioning of DNA. So here I just would like to define or just tell you like what it does and what it is. So it mainly stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, which holds genetic information for a cell or an organism. So this DNA molecule contains a code that can be used by a cell to express certain genes, and specific sections of DNA molecule provides the information to build specific proteins, which then be used by a cell to express the desired gene. Now you know that DNA is a double helical structure, so it is made up of two strands which is spirally twisted, and hence it is a double helical structure that you are familiar. Now coming to what genes are. Genes are the basic unit of heredity, and the genes of an individual are determined by their parents. Means to say, like the genes encode some information for the translation into protein, and that protein in turn give rise to a particular character, so that gets inherited from parent to their offspring. So a gene is a specific segment of DNA molecule that holds the information for one specific protein, and these DNA molecules have a unique code for each gene which codes for their specific protein. So the number of proteins or the number of codes that this DNA contains varies from, like some organism may have around 10,000 or say about 1 lakh unique codes that are embedded in it. So in humans, each character is governed by two copies of each gene, one from their mother, one, that means one is maternal and one is paternal in origin. Different forms of the same gene are called alleles. For each gene, a human can have two different alleles or two of the same alleles, one from each parent. So physical traits such as eye color or height are often determined by the combination of multiple genes. And along with this, the environment in which an individual lives and also have an impact on the expression of these genes. The next main terminology that we'll be using frequently is chromosomes. A chromosome is a structure which is made from tightly packed strands of DNA and proteins called histones. So these strands of DNA are tightly wrapped around the histone proteins and from chromatids, and two chromatids join together to form a chromosome. Now these chromosomes are formed in the nucleus of a cell, and when a cell is dividing, the number of chromosomes also gets divided, mean to say from a diploid cell the haploid cells are formed, and when the haploid cells are formed in the zygote, they again fuse to form a diploid, and hence this cell cycle continues. So the number of chromosomes varies between species. The humans have 46 chromosomes, and some species can have many more than 100 chromosomes, while other have as little as 2. So these chromosomes are the ones which contains DNA wrapped around in a compact form, and it is in this DNA you have genes. Genes are nothing but the triplet codons, and these codons will have information in it for the expression of a protein, and that protein will lead into, or it gives rise to, a certain character. And now these characters that are expressed get inherited from one generation to the other, that means from parents to their offsprings. So this is what we call it as inheritance, and this inheritance is the backbone of genetics, and it is Gregor Mendel, he was the one who conducted many experiments to know as to how genetic material is passed on from parents to their offspring, and hence is termed as father of genetics. And he also formulated few laws of genetics, and all this you will be studying in detail in classical Mendelian genetics in unit 1. And this genetic inheritance, it occurs both in sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, what happens, two organisms contribute DNA to produce a new organism. In asexual reproduction, one organism provides all the DNA and produces a clone of themselves. So in either way, the genetic material is passed on from one organism to the other. So these are some of the common terms that we will be using frequently. So by now you should be knowing that the chromosomes in a cell contains nucleus and cytoplasm and other cell organelles. Inside the nucleus you have chromosomes. Chromosomes are formed by compactly arranged double helical strands of DNA, which in turn contains the genes which are coded by the bases, that is ATGC, and then each gene has a code which in turn contain information for the expression of a protein, and that protein will in turn give rise to the expression of a character. So by this, what do we understand? If there is any malfunctioning of the formation of a protein, then a particular character will not be expressed in its normal way, right? So, and we also understand that all this information required for the process of inheritance is there in the nucleus. So such kind of inheritance we call it as nuclear inheritance, like whatever comes from the genes that are there in the DNA, which is there in the nucleus. This inheritance we call it as nuclear inheritance. But this is not a common rule for all. There are some exceptions to this rule, and those which are exempted from this, like there are few examples where the inheritance of characters occur because of the other cell organelles like cytoplasm or mitochondria, which means it is the cytoplasm or the mitochondria that controls the expression of a character, and it has nothing to do with the DNA and the gene or the gene code, the code of the gene which is present in the nucleus, right? So this such kind of inheritance of character which are controlled by the cytoplasm or other cell organelles is what we call it as extranuclear inheritance, or it is called as cytoplasmic inheritance, because the cytoplasm plays an important role in governing the inheritance of characters. So in our next lecture we will learn about what this cytoplasmic inheritance is all about. So to make you understand what cytoplasmic inheritance is, we just had a basic brush up of all the common terms that you have been knowing and that we'll be using in future also. So thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next lecture.